Hey, I know it's late and I couldn't sleep last night, couldn't sleep tonight, and I don't know. I just keep. Earlier, I heard when you're in a storm, just dance, you know? And then I saw a video about going through the storm, and then I saw something else about a storm, and I'm just like, fuck, I get it. Like, I'm in a storm. Should I even look like I just came out of a storm? I got home from work and I was just drained and exhausted. And, someone gave me a pointer, give an introduction of myself. So I'll try that for all you new people. Hi, my name's Sheena. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. We all have. I don't claim to hold that baggage on my own, but this channel, what I'm about, is sharing the gifts that I have to help guide you through, I guess, my intuition, because all I do is say what I hear, say what I feel, say what's on my mind, what pops up in a song, what makes me think. And like I said, I share it with you. And I figure that we're all going through some kind of shit, some kind of storm. So, hey, dance. You can't do much more. But, anyways, like I said, introducing who I am. But, if you're going through a storm as well, try your best to not get lost in it. Because after every storm, you might not see the rainbow, but there's a rainbow. After destruction comes often unity and creation, and something greater for the community can come from things that we thought we lost, things that we held near and dear to us, right? And it's at a point where at some point, we got to learn to start releasing the things that hold our minds in a bondage, because it gets to a point where you can feel like I do, just drained, exhausted, worn out, not saying I can't go anymore. I have no choice. I mean, I have a choice. I can give up. We can all give up. But then where do we end up? Nowhere. On the street, begging, wondering what happened to our life. So you can either keep going or find yourself in a situation where you can't. The choice is really up to you, and it's a hard one because, I talked to somebody last night and they said, I feel like life has left the building, and I just died laughing because I was like, I feel you on that. Like, when life gets tough, a lot of times it's really hard, especially when you're doing it alone, to just keep going. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And if there's no one to back you up on that, a lot of times you start questioning yourself, you start doubting yourself, you start regretting certain things, you want to go back. I want to redo. No, you don't want to redo. You want to be able to move forward, push on, keep going. And, like I said, I'm exhausted right now. And earlier, even, I was trying to make a video and my phone kept ringing, and I thought, I should just put it over there, and something told me, no, just leave it alone right now. So I worked out instead. But, then I went to work and I had to deal with all of these children that yesterday were the devil's nieces and nephews. I don't know where the fuck these kids came from. But today I had to have a conversation with them. And I'm talking to about, I think I had 19 kids at that time, ranging from 5 to 9 years old. And having to explain to them the difference between bullying and playing, and having respect for one another, and how we affect one another when we do pick on somebody and make them feel angry, and then talk to the ones that do get angry and want to hit and kick and punch and make you carry them around like a baby and they weigh freaking 60 pounds, you know? And it's funny, after that conversation, they kind of stood up a little taller. They played a lot nicer. And really, that's what I come on here and do with this channel, is try to talk to the world. And the person that suggested I do an intro said, I didn't know anything about you. I had to dig through your bio to see what your channel's about. And it's funny because I forget. This is honestly like an online diary for me. So I forget that I'm talking to people. I apologize for that. And I don't know if that's self-centered or what it is. But it's just, this has been my way to vent and talk at people, I guess. Trying to get a message out. But honestly, I never thought I was being seen or heard. And I do realize now, every time we open our mouths, especially on a social network site, there are people that see us. There are people that get intrigued by us. There are people that get inspired by us. There's people that want to talk more, learn more, know more. And I've tried to be open for that. I've tried to create other channels, like a Facebook page, to have it where I could message back and forth, or I could create threads and not give out my personal information, because that would be insane to just go online and be like, hey everybody, you can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can write, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Because believe me, when I've been out in the world, when I lived in Motel 6, I met a lot of people. Shit, when I was homeless living in a tent with my kids and my ex, met a lot of people. And they'd start talking to me and be like, wow, you're different. I'm like, thank you. I know. But they'd want to pick my brain. And somebody told me, you've got to stop doing this for free. Because a lot of people would say, you need to be a counselor, you need to be a therapist, you need to do all these things. And I did take psychology in college for a long time. It was a huge passion of mine. And then I started getting into the human psyche, and I was like, I don't want to know anymore. I see it. I live it. I'm surrounded by lunatics. Don't mean any offense. I got crazy in my head too. But like I said, I've been around meeting people and having some very, very awesome conversations. And then at the same time, feeling used, feeling manipulated, feeling like I had no purpose anymore. Because I did let people peck at me like a buzzard. I did let people say, let me ask you one more question. Let me ask you one more question. And they would only come when they wanted to ask those questions. But then when I was in need to be seen or heard, nobody picked up the phone. Nobody showed up at the door. Nobody seemed to put forth the same care and effort that I was putting. And eventually it made me keep pulling back. Like, I can't keep giving to you because I haven't given to myself. And that brings me back to being in that storm. When you're giving to the world, you do create a storm around yourself. And it's a storm of exhaustion and chaos and disorder, because focusing on everything else around you can get you just doing this little number and looking like a lost tourist in a land you don't know. And then you forget that you even exist. You forget that you matter. You forget everything about yourself, because you know everyone else's troubles. You know everyone else's needs, wants. Some people will tell you their desires. Some people will open up and be vulnerable. But in the end, a lot of it is, the more you give, the more people take. And the more they take and they don't give anything back, that's where you start. What's the point in all this? What's the point? I don't get what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And I've been dealing with a lot of emotional, internal bubbles. It's the past keep wanting to rise up, and it's me going, okay, sit with it, stop running from it. And that's what put me in the storm. When I chose to sit with it, when I chose to stop dealing with people, sorry, I have a hair tickling me, dealing with people that were trying to hit on me or get in my pants or pick my brain. When I started saying, no, I need space. I need to be able to reflect on me for a while. I need to be able to put my gifts in order for my life, not to solve anybody else's problem. And I've still tried to share through videos I've been making from things that I am still getting downloads, like I said, hearing songs, hearing certain phrases, smelling certain things. Honestly, a lot of just ringing in my ears. But when I lay in bed, and I normally just lay there, they say your hands always go to the one spot that needs healing the most in your body. And it's funny because I've always either laid like this or like this. So the heart chakra or the solar plexus. And everyone always told me, you look like you're dead. You look so peaceful when you're sleeping. Of course, when stress is there, I'm a fucking bear and I'm just and waking up feeling like I've been in battle for days. Body hurting, head hurting, feel exhausted, drained, didn't get no sleep, and and it's totally different than just, you could put a flower there and just be like, we'll miss her. But thing is, I always come back. It's this is me just rambling on, and maybe you get something out of it, maybe you don't. But I was laying in bed and just like, at my brain, I really didn't even get any sleep last night. And then I went and worked and came home and I was like, I'm going to go to bed. And I laid in bed and watched a few things. And finally I was like, I'm just going to empty my head. And I watched a movie. And honestly, that movie had messages for me. And I used to love dancing. I was in drill team when I was in high school. We won grand champion. And that was like my glory days, right? And this movie was all about dance, and it was romance and foreign country and just awesomeness. And it made me start like, I wanna go back to just like pop it, doing those things. And I'm sitting here going, you're too old. And then I'm like, shut up. Don't even go there. Because there are people that are inspirational I've seen a woman that's in her 80s that's a fucking badassery woman doing her yoga and dancing and, just multiple people that would blow your mind at the age that they are. But their mind doesn't accept the fact that their body shouldn't be doing it. Because they've kept up with themselves. Why wouldn't they be capable? And that's like where I've talked about preventative maintenance is easier than maintenance, But I'm sure they weathered their own storm. We all weather a storm. And I keep going back to that because that was the whole thing that started this whole video. And if you are going through a storm, lay your ass in bed and don't let anyone tell you anything about it. Throw on a sappy movie. Try to avoid horror and things that make your spirit like, ooh, no, I don't really want to see that. Because I saw a meme the other day that was talking about me having to watch hours of cartoons after watching a horror flick. And I'm like, yeah, my kids make fun of me because I do that. I don't prefer those because being an empath, I feel the fear, the uncertainty, the emotions that most people just watch and they're not triggered in any way. They don't absorb it. But like I said, who I am as a person, if I watch it, a lot of times I'm like, I don't, and then I have to sit there and try to cover my ears and my eyes because even if I hear it, I can feel it. So, like I said, if you're going through a storm, just chill. Comedy will heal your soul. Laughter is the number one medicine no doctor will prescribe you, but it is the most healing thing we could actually do. That and vitamin C, good company, things like that. More positive approach to life. And to get out of a storm, you do have to try to turn away from the negativity and say, you know what, today I am going to be positive because I have the choice. You always wake up with a choice. You can feed the bear that wants to eat everyone alive, or you can feed the bear that somehow became tame and just wants to walk along in the woods with you. It's really late. It's like 11:30, so my brain has been on overdrive pretty much since yesterday. But having maybe 2 hours of sleep last night and just thinking I was going to go to bed early and I didn't. Instead, I came here and made a video that I don't know who it will reach. Hopefully somebody that needs to hear it. Because like I said, I haven't even really considered the fact that people see me. I know I'm here. I know I have some subscribers, and I really appreciate y'all for encouraging me and telling me keep going, because there's days where those keep goings push me to exercise, push me to say it's okay that I don't want to get up and do stuff and chill in bed, because that used to be a no-no. Like, that was lazy behavior. But y'all push me, and I really appreciate it. And it's not a bad push. It's like a hug and love that makes me go, "Aw, I'm glad I'm helping people." Because the one thing that I've always wanted is to help people put a smile on their face and make them feel loved. So if you are going through that storm, I'm sending you love and light right now because I've been going through it. And like I said, the only thing I can remind you to do is just keep dancing. Whirl it around. Act like you belong in it. Become a leaf, Let yourself feel free. Enjoy all of the chaos of your life restructuring itself and the transition that you're going through. Because we are having vibrational changes on this planet, and that is creating a lot of storms for a lot of people. So, like I said, I'm sending you love and light, and hopefully you can get some rest, and I'm going to try to do the same. But I will holler at you later. Sweet dreams. Bye-bye.